What a great show we just left. But now we on an Earful. And I'm your host, Lemuel Appling. What an awesome show we have for you today. We're continuing our month. Our topic is about people who have been wrongfully convicted of crimes that they didn't do. And we want to make you aware that you can do something. You can be a voice for the voiceless. So we want you to be active. We want you to be charged. We want you to be angry. We want you to get involved. Okay? Right here on An Earful. Listen, we have an awesome show for you today. And we want you to just sit back, relax, and let us take over and drive you right into what God is saying and what is happening around you today. Listen, we need you to call in. We want to hear some good news. We want to hear the good things that are happening for you, to you, and around you. Yes, the good news. It's time to expose the good things that is going on. Okay? The number just popped right up on your screen. Give us a call and let us know the good things that are happening to you, for you, and around you. Because it is some good going on in the hood. And we love to hear some good news right here on An Earful. Well, like promised, we have an awesome show for you today. On the other side of this break, we're going to bring in our guest who's been with us all month long, fighting for her son's freedom and letting you know that this is what you should do if something were to happen to you. You got to stand up and fight the injustice because Martin Luther King said injustice anywhere breeds injustice everywhere. So you got to take a stand and do your part, play your part, and fight the good fight until you win. Okay? God will help those who are willing to help themselves. So you got to do your part, and that's what we want to talk about today. Give you some pointers and give you some motivation so that you can continue in the struggle to fight for your loved ones. And listen, don't sit back on the sidelines. You got to get involved. This year, 2019, this is not the year for the complainers. This is the year for those who are actually getting their hand to the plow and pushing their weight and doing their part. Or is that you? Okay, right here on An Earful. We're going to see you on the side of this break so we can get right into this awesome show for today.
Now you can watch WHPR TV 33 on Fire Stick. Catch all of your favorites. Stay informed. Don't miss a minute of your favorite talk shows. Call, text, tweet, post. WHPR TV 33 is worldwide on Fire Stick. For more information, go to FirestickTVNetwork.com or call us at 313-868-6612. WHPR TV 33, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Welcome back to An Earful with your host, Lemuel Appling. What another awesome day, exciting day. And you got to be excited. Why? Because excitement is contagious. When you are excited, people get excited all around you, okay? So you be the one to set it off. You be the one to kick it off. Don't wait till things get happy around you. You get happy inside you and watch things change all around you. Well, we're here on An Earful, and we have a great show for you today, a very informative show for you today. We want to continue, because we've been doing this all month long, and we want to continue to let you know and make you aware of what's going on around you. Did you know that there's over 250,000 men and women, both black and white? I'm talking about U.S. citizens that is right now serving time for something they didn't do. Now, we all been hearing about a record number of people that have been found innocent with DNA tests, with new evidence, with new witnesses. We have found that the court has failed our citizens. And guess what? You are a citizen. So that should set your alarms. And today is our guest who's been with us all month long, Mother Denise Avery. She's here to represent her son, Nosakari Anomano, who's right now serving time in the Michigan State Department for something he didn't do. Hello, Mom. How you doing today?
I thank you again for this opportunity.
Okay, and we thank you so much for coming out. Matter of fact, we got a call. Hold on. Caller, you on the air. Welcome to An Earful. Great. This is the call we was waiting on. This is your son, Nosakari. He's calling in right now.
To refuse this call.
So we're going to be able to hear
To prevent calls from this facility,
We're going to be
press
able to
6.
hear him for ourselves. Okay.
Hello.
So
This is a prepaid debit
Okay.
call from...
So
No,
we
sir.
want you to be able to hear him live here. He's calling from prison, so you'll be able to hear his testimony and hear his voice right
If you
here
feel you have
live
been
on
victimized
an
or
earful.
extorted by this prisoner, please contact BTL
Prisoner.
customer service at 855-466-2832.
Okay.
To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, this call is from a correction
Great. Now we're going to have him on
facility
the
and
air
is
right
subject
here
to
on an
monitoring and
earful. Come on,
recording.
let's put another hand clap for
Thank you
that.
for using GTL.
No, sir. How you doing, Mr. Corey?
I'm doing good today, Lemuel. How you doing?
Great, sir. Great. So good to hear your voice. Happy belated birthday. We was trying to reach out to you last week so that we could say happy birthday to you, but happy belated birthday to you. How's things going for you, brother?
It's going blessed. It's going blessed. It's going good.
That's good. That's good.
That time.
Oh, yeah. We
I
got
was
you.
taking time.
Yep, and we can hear you a whole lot better this week, so that's awesome. We got Mom here with us. Hey, say hello, Mom.
Hi, Nosa. How are
Yeah.
you?
Hey, Mom. I'm doing good.
I'm good. And so we want to hear from you today in terms of, just how you did your own investigation in your case. For those young men who are incarcerated, you could kind of give them a guide as to how they begin to look to unravel their things in their case like you did.
Okay. The first thing that I did, honestly, was I prayed.
If you could
I
speak up.
prayed. Can I speak up?
Just
Yeah, the first thing-
speaking to the phone.
Okay, the first thing I did
That's awesome.
was pray because I knew that only God could get me out of the situation. And through that prayer, God led me to go through certain documents to overlook the investigation by the police officers.
Okay.
So the first thing God had to do was date everything or put everything in order according to the date. And once I did that, I began to view their investigation. And that's where I started seeing the discrepancies inside of that investigation.
Can we turn that up?
And
Okay.
so once you did that, what resources do you all have available for you as you begin to research your case?
Here in prison, we have a law library. And it's very important that not just inmates, but regular civilians get a CR. That's Michigan Court. And that'll show you different motions, the process in the judicial system.
Okay.
So if you ever get a chance, get a Michigan Court. That cover all the judicial system process
Right.
from probate court to criminal court to appeal.
Okay.
And so then do
And,
they have a right to, like in your case, where we were at a point where motions were not being filed? How did you find that information out, or where did you gather that information to begin to put your own motions together?
Well, that's where you came in.
Outside help.
Yeah, outside help. God is good, and He gave me a mother that actually had desire to be my leg.
Right.
So I found my motion, sent it to her, and she would just backtrack. Yeah, and she would actually go down to the courtroom. Yeah, I wish I was there to give you a satisfaction myself. But yeah, she did the work. That's where she came.
But that's awesome.
Because they don't protect prisoners. They call it jailhouse lawyers. So the stigma to them is he's just trying to show up, and you didn't go to school and pay for a degree. So they put down young guys to know the law.
Right. So what's on your heart today? What do you want to tell the world? The world is listening to you right now, Nosakari Anumanu, who is right now talking to us live from the Michigan State Department facilities, and we want you to let us know what's on your heart, what's on your mind right now.
Well, first, I want to thank you, Samuel, for giving me this platform and giving me the opportunity to express my sense. But all that's been unavoidable unless I'm able to drop my pride. And for a long time, for many years, we've been fighting this fight behind the scenes and in the quiet. So today, I'm asking your viewers to help me. I need help. We're trying to reach editors, the magazines, newspaper writers, or anybody that can help naturally get our message out or get out the fact that I'm being framed by the Detroit Police Department. So I need help. And I'm not asking people just to take my word for it. Come see the evidence, allow me to show you, and then you own research. And then you come to the conclusion that I was framed. Because a lot of people believe that, once you locked up, you was guilty.
Right.
And that's a hard stigma to overcome. So I said, a lot of times, sit down, show people through the paperwork, or I'll do their own research, so that they can believe that I'm innocent. Because if they don't believe that I'm innocent, then nothing's going to happen. They just believe I'm guilty.
That's right.
So I'm asking your audience to help me. And you can reach me at jpay.com. Place my name in and my number. And that's 303-121. And my last name, Anumanu, O-U-M-O-N.
So he's soliciting your help. You heard it live right here on an Earful. Now Sakari Anumanu is soliciting your help. He's saying, do your research, do your due diligence, seek the facts. We have a YouTube video that you can go to right now and see a video, and then it shows you the case. It walks you through it, so you can see for yourself how it's been tainted, how evidence been suppressed, how evidence just popped up, how things is just a gumbo of misfortune that we as a people have to take a stance and get involved in. Because guess what? This could be your son, this could be your brother, this could be your father, this could be your cousin, this could be your family member or friend.
Yes.
So you don't want to wait till it happens to you to want to get involved, but you want to get involved now. And you're listening live to the voice of one crying out the wilderness, saying, "Help me, help me." He's this is what he's saying. He's saying, "Help me, help me." He's doing his part. He's not sitting back waiting on you. No, he's working hard for himself. But he's asking you to help him help himself. Is that what he's saying, Mama?
Yes, he is. And that's the thing, because we've been fighting on our own, but now we're trying to get a much more bigger audience. And we're pleading to those attorneys who may have some time to do a pro bono case. We're at the point where the Supreme Court denied his decision in spite of all of the evidence, in spite of the documentations that proved his innocence. And so let me again give you the spelling of his name, which is Nosakari. That is Nosakare, and the last name is Anumanu, Ounumonu. And if you J-pay him, you would need his inmate number, and that inmate number is 313-121. And if you want to contact me in order of if you have a referral or some help that could assist me more on a legal team, which is what we're trying to put together, I could be reached at 313-243-4702.
See?
313-243-4702.
See, we need you. We need you. We need you. We need you. We need you to get involved. Go check out the video. I'm telling you, it's compelling. You will see for yourself that this young man is innocent, and I'm telling you, he's not the only one. And that's what this show is about, and that's why we dedicated so much time, because we're putting a spotlight on him. We're showcasing Mr. Anumanu, but we're letting you know that it's over 250,000 U.S. citizens that are right now serving time for something they didn't do. And it could be your family member. It could be your friend. So you don't want to wait till you're in a situation or a predicament to try to figure it out and want everyone to be concerned about you. No, you got to be concerned about someone else in their time of need. And right now is Mr. Nasakari Anumanu's time of need. And he needs you to get involved. He needs you to research. He needs you to make some calls. He needs you to call your city council. He needs you to call your senate, your state rep. He needs you to get on the phone. He needs you to go on YouTube, view that evidence for yourself so that you can have some bullets in your chamber and some fire underneath your butt, so that you can help us help him. Is there anything else you would like to say, Mr. Eno? Or Mama?
Yes.
Go ahead, Nosa.
Let me correct. She said 31311. It's 303.
It's 303?
11.
Okay,
303121.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
3.
Yep, and the last.
303121 is the correct inmate number.
Right. The last thing I would like to say is I want people to understand that the judicial system is a very loud machine. And so when you're going through it, your yell for help get muffled. And the reason why I use that as an example is because you're going in two brothers and a cousin. The judge, the prosecutor, our brothers, and the defense attorney is cousins. So it takes us as people to expose this injustice.
And you're right. It takes us as a people to expose this injustice. And that's why we're here live on an Earful, and we're reaching the world. We're virtually reaching the world. This can be seen on Roku, on YouTube, on Fire Stick, all over the world. They are watching and hearing and listening to what's going on. And we want you to just don't sit on your do nothing, but get up and do something. Ain't that right, Mama?
And I'm saying, again, this is not just an isolated case. This is a systematic attack on young black men and young black women.
That's
because
right.
they're now incarcerating women just over bounce checks. And so we as a people have to begin to unite. We have to begin to learn how to love ourselves and support ourselves.
That's right.
We can't keep being this crab in a barrel mentality. I got mine, you get yours. Because eventually we're all going to go down this sinkhole that there is designed for our people. And so we have to begin to think collectively as opposed to keep thinking individually.
That's right.
Because one happens to one, as you can see, is starting like a spread fire.
That's right.
We started with one young man getting killed, and now every time we turn around, we see another young man getting killed. When are we as a people going to get tired and stop all of the division and the arguing among ourselves and come as intelligent people? And I am really begging the affluent community, these black attorneys, these black prosecutors, let's come together and begin to save our people.
That's right. And we don't want to limit it to black. My cousin, Devontae Sanford,
You
was
have
released
1
from
minute
prison
remaining.
with the help of white people also. So we want all U.S. citizens. This is a national problem. But before you go, you have anything else on your heart you want to say before you leave?
I just want to say thank you again, and God bless everybody. and I'll see you all decide. Yep.
All righty,
Thanks,
and we're
see you later,
decreeing
Pop.
that. We know that it is so.
Bless you, brother. Well, we're still live right here
Thank
on,
you for using.
on Earful, and we thank you for taking the time and listening, bearing with us and listening to that. We hope that you heard his words clear, and if you didn't hear his words, you felt his presence. Listen, this is a real human being who is going through a predicament that he cannot fight on his own. He needs the help of each and every one of you. We're not asking you for your money. We're asking you for your time, and we're asking you for your intelligent deduction. Go and do some research. Go and check this case out. I'm telling you, it will blow your mind how there's so much evidence that is falsified, added, and fiction. We need you to get involved and check out this bad news, these lies that they're putting on this young brother who needs an opportunity to be back on the streets so that he can be a blessing to the community. Listen, Nasakari Anamano, go on YouTube. Google, search that on YouTube so that you can see. They have a whole production, a video of what has been going on and what is going on so that you can be abreast of the information. Isn't that right, Mama?
Exactly. And again, that is Nosakari Anamanu, inmate number 303121. And my contact number, if you have any type of information or assistance, is 313-243-4702. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity. You know, just God put it on your heart to assist us and help us bring this and get it out. I want to thank the show before us who gave us the opportunity to discuss it. And so, you know, as we begin to get exposure, maybe people will begin to realize that, hey, look, this, like you said, could be my son, my daughter, because this is real. And once they get behind these bars, it takes a family to help you get your family out, because that family love is going to go to the trenches and it's going to go into those areas where people are afraid to go. And through God, all things are possible.
Wow, that's awesome, and it's so true. And that's why on and therefore you are being filled with the information that is happening in your community. Listen, we want you to know that we need each and every one of you to get in the fight and get involved. Police shooting a person and killing a person, that's one issue. But the other issue on the other side of the coin is the institution incarcerating men and women unjustly. And that's what we're talking about, injustice. Is that a right word? Is
Injustice, yeah. It is an injustice because I watch a lot of CNN.
Okay.
And there was a case of this young Caucasian young girl who, through drunk driving, she was drunk, she killed an entire family.
Wow.
She only got 12 years. That's an injustice.
That's an injustice.
4 lives were taken, and we saw that.
Right.
But yet, the injustice is she gets 12 years because to her, her life is more valuable than a life of a African American. And we got to stop that.
We gotta
life
stop
is life, death
Yes.
is death,
Yes.
and justice is justice.
Listen, we want to hear from you. Call us right now at 313-868-0342 or 313-868-0351. What are you thinking about this? What are your concerns? What are your comments? Call us right now. We are live right here on An Earful. Listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come right back and pick up right where we're leaving off right here on An Earful. And I'm your host, Lemuel Appling.
In the world of digital broadcasting, transmitters and exciters sometimes do this. If this happens when you're watching WHPR TV 33, please do this. Watch us on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, or TV33WHPR.com. Download the WHPR TV app, and we can also be heard on Amazon Echo. So remember, if you see this, you can do this and support the station that supports you.
Welcome back, live here on An Earful, and I'm your host, Lemuel Appling. We have a deep discussion that we're talking about. We want your involvement in. We're talking about the wrongly incarcerated men and women all across the United States of America. Listen, you got to be aware of what's happening around you before it happens to you. And my guest here today, who's been with us all month long, is Mother Denise Avery, who's the mother of Nasakari Anamanu. I've been practicing that name all week. So that she's here to continue the fight. And this is what faith looks like. Her son, Nasakari Anamanu, who's been praying and fighting for his own freedom, has forced fate to bring us to your living room, to bring us to your TV, to bring us to your phone. That's why you're listening to this show right now. This young brother been fighting for himself, and he has forced the hand of fate to get your attention. And now that we have it, Mama, what you want to tell him?
I want to say, you know, sometimes God will put situations before us as a learning lesson or growth. And today, I just want to speak to us as a people, because my son is just one of many young men who are fighting for his life. We've seen a lot of young men recently have come through the court system where they through years, usually 20. It seems like once they're in after 20 years, somehow they're able to be exonerated. But after those 20 years, they've missed out on so much. And then there's no programs that are available where they can re-enter into society. And then if they try to re-educate themselves or get themselves together, you're still blocked by a lot of the different social attacks that are here in terms of trying to put them into a decent job, or even just getting into an apartment is getting is really getting hard. And I found out that for a lot of our people, if you have a child that has been incarcerated and he is now free, do you know they can't even take their family members in their home because they will lose their assistance?
Wow.
That's the injustice.
That's the injustice.
He's paid his time, but yet the families are still paying because they cannot assist their family member to get themselves established. And this is where I think we as a people have to begin to look at the services that we provide. We as those in the church, the different churches, the ministers. Again, there's so many groups that can come together to begin to start the healing process. So when they are free and they're out, we need more programs, re-entry programs that can continue to help a lot of them receive education or training or even jobs. And so we have a lot of black businesses here in the city. I would suggest that as a black business owner, kind of open your doors and become mentors for a lot of these young boys and men who are coming out. And just train them, teach one, train them the business of what it is you're doing so that they can have a trade. Teach them how to begin to become marketing majors and sell people, and so that once they get out, they can begin to live full lives. Because the trick is, Lemmy, I'm finding out, is if there's no family support, they're going to end up right back in there again.
That's right.
So it becomes a cycle. And this is a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yes, it is.
We see famous actresses now getting into the business of incarceration. So this is big business.
Yes, it is. And that's we want to make you aware of what's going on. Listen. We need you to call in 313-868-0342 or 313-868-0351. That number just popped up on your screen. We want to hear from you. Are you experiencing fighting for your loved one and to no avail? Do you need some help? Do you need some assistance? This mother is here showing you what it looks like to fight for your loved one, no matter what, no matter how long, no matter what she has to go through. She's taking a stand, and that's what you got to do. So we want to encourage you. We want to motivate you. Mama, speak to that mother that feels like she may be fighting by herself, because that's what it always boiled down to, is the mother. Everybody talks real good in the beginning when it's hype, when it's advertised, when it's being promoted, and when it's all fun and games. But when it gets down to the nuts and bolts, it always ends up just mama. So please speak to that mother and encourage that mother while she's fighting for her son.
First, I'm going to say that this battle is not yours. This battle belongs to the Lord. And when you understand that, you just become the instrument. Just continue to pray and ask for the wisdom and guidance, and things will fall in your lap. Be able to make those phone calls. Take away the fear, because you have the power to go into these court systems and ask questions. I think the reason why a lot of young men who go through the system didn't have the family members there down in those courts asking questions, addressing these prosecutors.
Let's take this call. Caller, you live on an Earful. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Jackie. Hold
Hey,
a
Jackie.
minute. I didn't turn the TV off. Just a minute.
How you doing, Jazzy? She's turning her TV off. You back?
Hello?
Hey, Jazzy, we was waiting on you.
Okay. Thanks, I'm sorry.
Thanks so much for your call. You have a question?
Well, I was wondering about, your guest contacted Bill Proctor and Associates. I remember years ago that he did a number of investigations regarding the police department. Now, I don't think his services are free,
Okay.
but it would be worth contacting him if you feel that you have been, your son has been unjustly sentenced.
Right. And you said Bill Proctor?
Remember, he used to be on Channel 7.
Yeah, that name sounds so familiar.
Yeah. His phone number is 248-421-5900, and it's under Bill Proctor and Associates.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if he can help you, but from what I've read in some articles, in fact, I don't even know if he's still in business. But
Okay.
it's certainly worth looking into.
Thank you for that. Actually, Bill Proctor really was one of those angels when my son we were in the court stage. I went to a wrongly convicted rally,
Okay.
and I met Bill Proctor.
Wow.
And he organized with me, and I put a rally together in Palmer Park one summer. But Bill Proctor came in, he guided me, he assisted me. And so that's what I'm saying to these mothers out here. Once you take that first step, God is going to take the second. And Bill was that second step that God took for me. I didn't know him, and we ended up being at one of the rallies.
That's awesome.
So that is another resource that I think if you're fighting these cases, you have to get out here and come to some of these rallies. It's a lot of useful information.
That's right.
Bill Proctor put one together. I organized a meeting at my home, and him and another gentleman, Bill Noakes, who was a former federal prosecutor, through these men's assistance, it gave me the courage to continue to fight. It gave me the courage to let me know that there are people still out there fighting.
That's right.
And so, but I think we need to come together on a much more larger scale where we can begin to make changes into Congress. We can begin to, those of our people who are experienced, begin to write laws.
Right.
So that we can change this prison system. It has to be a reform here.
They got
Because
to
this
be.
is the old system.
Right.
And this system is bringing us back to these mass incarcerations, which is the new day Jim Crow.
That's right.
We hear a lot of people speaking on this now, but this is a reality.
It's a reality, and we thank you so much for that call, and we thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
And there's others watching and listening, and we thank you too. And if you have any questions or comments for Mother Avery, we need you to go ahead and give us a call. The number is going to pop up on your screen, 313-868-0342 or 313-868-0351. We want to hear from you. Listen, your involvement is so crucial. It's so important. We are a community, and the community is about each one helping each other. That's what it's about. We need all of us to be involved so we can turn this thing around. We got to get control of what's going on before it gets too late. Listen, we don't want for martial law to be set in place for then you want to jump up and try to do something because it's going to be too late. Tanks is going to be rolling up and down the streets. Listen, we got to do something now. Now is the time. Now is the opportunity for us to take a stand and fight against these injustices that are happening every day in the court system. Listen, Is there anything else you want to say, Mother?
Yeah, I wanted to comment on what you said. Actually, we are already under martial law. We've seen where the cases in Ferguson, and we saw tanks. We saw police officers in riot gear, and yet our people was just protesting their rights. And so we're at a very crucial time.
Yes, we are.
For us as a people. What we're seeing in the Congress, what we're seeing from the White House, this is real. And so we have to begin to understand that if we don't begin to operate as a whole,
Right.
if we don't begin to work as a group, and if we don't begin to build our family structures
Right.
back up, I mean, Lenny, this is coming off the subject, but I just want to speak to our young black men out here. You are the head of your families. You are the co-creators when you give birth and you bring forth these children. You have got to come back and be fathers. You have got to come back and give back. You've got to come back and organize and save your sons out of these prison holds. These
right.
are your sons, whether you birthed them or not. One thing I have to say, which is why I admire my son, when he first went into this case, he robbed a store, but he robbed a store for a woman he fell in love with that had children. He went to feed those children.
Wow.
And they weren't his. Was that the smart thing to do? No. But I admire him because he understood that there are children out here who do not have fathers. And he stood in the role of a father.
Wow.
And so come back home and mentor your boys. Come back home and save your children and your women, because we need your help. We need you to stand up, black man, and begin to fight for what is yours. God gave you dominion. He gave you the ability to name things. So stand up and fight and help us get our young men out of this prison.
Yes, and let's not just leave it to the black people. We need the white people. I love white people. Matter of fact, my cousin, he was able to get released from prison because he had a white legal team. I mean, sometimes black people don't help, so you can't limit. We need help from everybody. I don't care if you Asian, Hispanic, whoever you are that is in a position to assist. We need you to get involved. And this is a United States problem. It's not a Detroit problem. It's not a Michigan problem. It's not a black problem. This is a national problem. It's over 250,000 U.S. citizens. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't want to limit ourselves. I don't want to turn no one off. I don't want to leave no rock unturned. I was trying to say that. We want all of you who are watching us and are available in a position to assist, to get involved. We need all boots on the ground, as they say, because this is a national problem. Last words, Mama. Anything else?
And let me say this, Lenny, you're absolutely right. And so today, I want to reach out to our international audience. I want to reach out to our Caucasian people,
Yes.
our Asian people, our African people. We cannot do this alone.
We need
And if
you.
you are those who say, I am not of the devil or not of the evil ones, where are you at?
Where you at?
Help us. Begin to organize. Begin to fund. Begin to just ask questions in your own community. Begin to give us your aid, because we can't do this by ourselves. It is, I mean, Lenny, it is what it is.
Yes, it
We
is.
are a group of people who have been abused.
Yes, we are.
And so we're needing the other nationalities or Caucasian people. I say our Caucasian people because the fight that I've had has been with Caucasian people.
Right.
But we do know there are those who are not.
Right.
And if you are not, help us. Join in, organize. Call me at 313-243-4702. If there are white attorneys who are out there saying, wow, what can I do?
And they
Call
are.
me
And they
so
are.
that you can help us organize and become that legal representation
Yes.
that can help us work through the prison system and the judicial system.
Listen, I'm telling you, this mama is fighting hard for her son. You can hear the passion, you can feel the passion, you can see the passion. So now we're just missing you. We need you to get involved. We need you to contact her and let her know that you're supporting her. If nothing else, but just a word of encouragement. Encourage her. She needs your encouragement. She needs you to hear that you're praying for her and that you're supporting her spiritually and that you're with her and that she's not alone. Even the strongest of us need encouragement sometime. Hint, hint. Now, listen, on the other side of this break, we have a juicy word from God. So stick and stay right here on An Earful. And I'm your host, Lemuel Appling.
In the world of digital broadcasting, transmitters and exciters sometimes do this. If this happens when you're watching WHPR TV 33, please do this. Watch us on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, or TV33WHPR.com. Download the WHPR TV app, and we can also be heard on Amazon Echo. So remember, if you see this, you can do this and support the station that supports you.
Welcome back to An Earful, and I'm your host, Lemuel Appling. What an awesome show we have for you today. I'm telling you to get involved, Not just what's going on with our prison system, but also what's going on with the politics, what's going on in your community, what's going on in your family. A lot of us have even backed off the family business. You better stop that and get yourself together. Matter of fact, that's part of the word that we have today. Have you ever found yourself in this position? Reading your word? If you haven't, then you need to get there. I'm telling you, this stuff is juicy. This stuff is good. This stuff is life. The word of God. Yes, it feeds your spirit. While I was in the shower thinking about you, God placed this on my heart. In Mark chapter 11, verse 25, it says, "And when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your trespasses." That's deep. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is the first miracle we all experience from God. Matter of fact, that's what drives us to the cross, is to be forgiven. For the Bible declares we all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. We all desire to be washed from our sins of the past so that we can have an opportunity to live bright in the future. So forgive. Forgive. Forgiveness is also, or should I say the lack of forgiveness, is also one of the reasons you are blocking your blessing. Yes, it said it very clear when you stand praying. If you have any aught against anyone, you got to forgive them. Yes, God forgave you, so you must forgive them. And guess what? This is not just people who offend you. When I was praying and meditating on this, you know what the Lord also said? This is also in everything. You don't like your president, you got to forgive him. You don't like that family member, you got to forgive them. You don't like that job, those co-workers, you got to forgive them. Yes, we got to forgive them. Forgive them all. Why? Because we want God to forgive us. And no one has done you any worser than you have done God. Wow, that's an earful when you think about it. Forgiveness is so vital. Listen, it's like a shower. You can take one every day, but you're going to need one tomorrow, right? Forgiveness. We all need forgiveness each and every day. We all need to be forgiven, right? It's so important and so vital that we do that and we experience that and we give that, okay? Listen, you have set yourself free when you forgive others. And you don't do it because they deserve it. You do it because you need it. Did you catch that? Yes, we don't forgive nobody because they deserve to be forgiven. We forgive them because we need to be forgiven. So we let it go. And watch that weight just come up off your shoulders. A lot of us are holding our own selves down. We're holding our own selves back by holding on to things we need to let go. We need to throw it in the sea of forgetfulness and forget about it. Let it go and watch God usher us into the next phase of our life. Now that's a word for somebody. Guess what? That's an earful. Listen, I thank God for each and every one of you. The word is the source. I'm telling you, get in this word and watch it begin to speak to your heart, speak to your life, speak to your circumstances. It's so important and so vital. And each and every week you come and share with us, we're going to motivate you and we're going to push you. I want you to make it your personal mission to read the Bible from Genesis to Revelations. Yes, the whole entire Bible. That's what we need you to do, to read the entire Bible. From Genesis to Revelations. Start from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. It says, in the beginning. And that sounds like a great place to start. Okay? So you want to start from Genesis and work your way to Revelations. Reading at least 5 chapters a day. Make it your business to read at least 5 chapters a day. Okay? And work your way through the Bible. Now, for you who are aggressive and progressive, you can read more than that. The fastest time I've read the Bible is in 30 days. And that's doing nothing but reading. Morning, noon, and night. And you can do it. I'm telling you, on the other side of the reading is revelation. Yes, the Holy Spirit can reveal to you the secrets in the Bible once you get the words of the Bible inside of you. And that's an earful, right? Yes, you got to get the word in you so the Holy Spirit can bring it out of you, right? He cannot upload what you haven't downloaded. It's so important, it's so vital that you get the word inside of you. And the way you do that is you pick it up and you read it. Most people will count it weird if they went to church and the pastor or the preacher for the morning didn't preach, but he just read. But you know what? Technically, that's what we're supposed to do. Because the average person do not take the time to read their Bible throughout the week. And that's the problem, y'all. Our people are perishing from lack of knowledge. It's what we don't know about God that is limiting our experience with Him. It's so vital that you begin to spend time in the Word. Yes, going to church is good and has its place. But if you're not coupling your church attendance with your daily Word intake, then you're not growing. You're not developing. You're not maturing in the things of God. No. Study to show yourself approved, a workman who needs not to be ashamed, but who can rightly divide the word of truth. How do you do that? By picking up the Bible and reading it. Yep, that's it. It's just that simple. Read, read, read. The work of a believer is reading. How does that work? Well, you try sitting down, sitting still, reading your Bible, and watch how life just tries to stop you. Things tries to block you. Things tries to interrupt. I'm talking about all hell will break loose when you try to sit still and read your Bible. And that's fighting the good fight of faith. It's trying to keep yourself still long enough to get the word in you. I'm telling you, that's your job. And it's God's job to bring the word out you. Okay? So do your job and watch it become easier for God to do His. And you'll hear His voice clearer. You'll begin to walk in the word of knowledge and understanding. You begin to hear what to do and see what to do and how to do it. I'm telling you, your connection with God is through His word. Okay? But like we said earlier, you have to forgive and you have to walk in forgiveness. You cannot let nothing dampen your spirit or water down your joy. You have to walk in forgiveness. And I'm talking about when the Holy Spirit told me this morning, He told me to tell y'all, you have to even forgive your president. Yep. You can forgive everybody and still don't like your president, and you're still walking in unforgiveness. Okay? If you voted for him, he's your president. If you didn't vote for him, guess what? He's your president. So stop harboring unforgiveness and strife and anger and malice towards your president. No, let that go. Forgive him. Because guess what? You have done enough things for God to hold anger and malice against you. But guess what he does? He forgives you each and every day. Now, I'm not telling you got to like what the president is doing or like what he's saying, but don't hold any grudge in your heart. Come on. Grudge is sludge. Grudge is sludge. And that will cause a clog and stop the flow of the blessing of God in your life. And that's an earful. Now, I'm excited. We have a great show for you next week. You want to come back and next week, same time, same channel, as we're ending this month of series that we've been talking about, the wrongly incarcerated. We're going to end it next week. We're dedicating this whole month of March because we want to be a voice for the voiceless. But even though it's ending on this show, we want to continue it throughout the year. We want you to continue to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. We want you to continue to get involved in these cases of these men and women across the United States who have been wrongly incarcerated for things they haven't done. We want you to get involved, okay? We want you to be involved. Listen, this is an awesome time to fulfill your dreams and your goals. God is with you. God is for you. God is in you. Remember, that's our mantra. Say it with me. God is with me. God is for me. God is in me. One more time. God is with me. God is for me. God is in me. Yes. Every time you get up, say that. As you're going through your day, say that. As you're driving in your car, say that. God is with me. God is for me. God is in me. When you're going through something and life pressure and is weighing you down, say it and watch you get inner strength when you say, God is with me. God is for me. God is in me. Make that your mantra. I'm telling you, it'll do you wonders. Listen, I'm so glad you stuck and stayed with us throughout this hour. I pray and trust and believe that we share something with you to help you along the way. Every week, we want you to call in with the good news. It's going to catch on, and it's going to come to a point where we're going to have callers all hour telling us about the good that's happening in their hood. Listen, we want you to get prepared. Next week, get your testimony ready and call in and let us know the good that's happening in your hood. Like I said, next week is our last show for the wrongly incarcerated. So come on back next week. And if you have any family members or friends, have them with you so they can sit and watch and get the information that is going to be sharing with them next week. We want you to be encouraged. Pray for those who are sick. Pray for those who are going through. Pray for those who are in a hospital and in the prisons. They need our prayers. Those who are guilty and those who are not guilty. They need our prayers. They need your visits. They need your support, because that's part of being a believer, is being there for people when they cannot be there for themselves. Okay? Well, God bless you and God keep you. I thank God for each and every one of you. I enjoy this hour that we share together. And listen, you can go on Ruko, on YouTube, on a Fire Stick. And if you're having any problems listening to this on your phone, don't worry about it. Go to Ruko, go to Fire Stick, go to YouTube on your computer or on your TV, and it sounds a whole lot better. Okay? So thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you next week right here on An Earful. And I'm your host, Lemuel Appling.